Hello there and welcome to the Windkiller channel once again. I've been AFK for a while, but I think it's time for another battle report. Alright, so let's jump right into it. And my today's opponent is another Danish guy from the same league as I showed you the last time. It's a Danish small league. My opponent plays the Sylvan elves, returning player. Uh, he brought a interesting list, fairly tanky, fairly quick. Not much to say about it really. It's very simple. The prince elk, a forest prince on an elk, and druidism, master druidism, and then some units. It's a really simple list, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. My list, I have actually made a minor alternative change here, and I have taken out. What have I? Oh, yes, I have cut out 2 caimans. So my previous units was 5 and 5 caimans. I dropped those 2 caimans to 4 and 4, and then I gave up on the Cult Lord no longer has the Ancient Peliquet, so he cannot reroll spells, reroll power dices in his magic phase anymore. In return, I got 5 Periton Centuries, my Petadons. Why did I do that? I wanted to try them out because I just learned that they had Feign Flight, which I thought was pretty cool. And I wanted some more tools to deal with elves. Not just particularly for this list, but I've been finding myself facing a lot of elves and having trouble with chaff. And I figured these guys here would do pretty good into chaff. So that was my reasoning behind bringing these guys. So let's get right into the game and see how it goes. Okay, so let's get right into it here. Let me just find the right picture if I can. Yes, this is the game here. So this is the game. How did it go? So we are playing Breakthrough and Encircle, and I get to decide who deploys first. And I think I just decided to drop it all. No, I think, how does it go? I can't really remember. But I think I just drop it all for the first turn. No, I can't remember. Honestly, I cannot remember. Anyway, the reason I picked this game here is because it's pretty exciting, actually. So let me just put a few words onto why I decided to go with style here. It's very compact, right? The reason for this was, my idea was at least, to... Why can I think they updated this program here, and I don't know. I no longer how to editing this. Oh, anyway, the idea with this positioning here, I think I ended up going with my chameleons to put 1 unit in here, and then another unit down here. So the chameleon kings haven't been placed yet. But the reason for this positioning here was that I wanted to have my Pterococtus to cover 2 flanks, so his big units couldn't flank me. So it would look something like I would put a Pterococtus here, and then I would put the main units here. So if he wanted to charge the main unit, he could only get like a few members in, like 2 or 3, say 2 or 3, or he could choose to charge my Pterococtus, and then I would hold with my stubborn test. So I would kind of and then I could advance forward with my 2 big units towards his unit, towards his 3 big units here, right? And then when I got close enough, I would bring forth the salamanders to start burning this unit here. This is forest rangers. I should probably explain what the units are. This is forest rangers, wild hunters, and wild hunters with the prince in here. Um, and this is this is archers. On the left side, there's archers. Uh, so very compact, and I figured my kingdoms here in this matchup here don't really have a whole lot to do, right? Because they die to almost everything here. Um, and then I wanted to place the 15 swords here. I think I placed them first actually, and then he placed something. So we went back and forth a little bit, now that I recall it. We went back and forth a little bit about our deployments, and at some point after I think he placed like 2 or 3 units, I just decided to put it all down. And so I get to the first turn. I get the first turn, and the first turn looks like something like this. I just march forward, and as mentioned in the intro here, right? I keep this guy here on the flank, this guy here on the flank, so there's no, it's gonna be difficult for him to reach the flanks here, right? And this my first turn here. I vanguard my Peterons or whatever they're called, up till he's wild hunters, and I drop rocks on him on turn 1. And I think that's about what I have here, right? And I move these, they're not seen on the picture here, but I move these chameleon skinks like up till here or something like that. Yes, I think I have a pretty bad magic phase. I land, not that bad, but I think my goal was to try and kill the wild hunters first, or is it this is heath riders. So my goals was to kill the riders first, and I think, let me just see if we can see how it goes. Yes, so I managed to do a pretty good turn 1 job, honestly. Like I take out how many? What is that? 8, 6 wild hunters, 2 heath riders, and 2 wild hunters on the other side. So I actually take out 8 wild hunters by turn 1, which is not bad at all. And apparently I get some regeneration on these guys down here as well. I'm not sure why I decided to use it on these units here, but it was probably because he could have a potential charge down here. And then if he got through here, right, he would be wreaking havoc on my back line. Looking back, I probably should have given it to this one here, or this one here if I could reach it, but a small matter. Next thing here, what happens here? Yeah, so he's turn 1 here. He moves forward his flanks, and his center just stays where it is. And then he starts shooting. He starts shooting at my Peterons, I think, but his archers on the left side. He takes down a few guys, but nothing really happens in his first turn. He moves up this the elk on this one here. I really don't have any good tools to do against. I'm strongly considering starting to find points for a level 1 wizard, so I can have some telepathic link to be able to shoot people who stands on the flanks. Because if every time you play this sort of tactic where you want to advance forward with your 2 blocks in the middle, right, all flanks units outside of line of sight, I can't deal with them with my magic. And having a mage down maybe like here, which you can move forward like a sweeper in the football term. So if he starts to moving up on this flank here, I could move him over here and start shooting with my magic, right? I'm starting considering that it might be worth it, and I could even have a bunker for him. I could have a bunker here with the 15 swords, which would make them have a purpose in this game. Because right now I feel like they don't have much of a purpose. They are oftentimes just in the way for the other guys. So I think that's definitely strongly considering it, but I'm having a hard time deciding or finding, I should say, 100 points. And ideally, I would like to find what 100 and 200 points, so I could get him to level 230 points, so I could get him to level 2. So I could also have the Titanic Beast with the Sun tablet. That's definitely the most ideal thing, because that would allow the list to also be able to play very defensive, right? Um, but anyway, I don't know about that yet. Back to the game here. So he's done here. Nothing big happens. He kills 2 Petrodons, and that's about it. Maybe a Temple Guard or something like that. Nothing really big. So my turn 2 here. What happens? I just move up a little bit. My magic fumbles miserably. Yeah, I only get the Ochre thrown through. The Ancient of Peregrine, like this game here, I think I rolled 5 threes on my magic rolls with 2 dices. I rolled 3, 4 or 5 times, and that could have helped me a lot if I had the Ancient Peregrine. If I could re-roll just one of those magics, that would have been big, huge. So I'm definitely missing that item. So right now I'm also considering to change out the Jade Staff for it, but that's for another talk. Right, so my turn, nothing happens. I basically just move forward a little bit, and looking back on it, I'm not really sure why the Temple Guards are not moving forward together with my Saurian warriors. But here the idea is, and there's one more thing here I would like to point out, that looking back on how I should have deployed, my Temple Guards should have been deployed on the left side, and my Saurian warriors should have been deployed on the right side, because matchup wise, I think Temple Guards goes better into his thickened share, whatever they call, and my Saurian warriors goes better into both his druids, or at least they go decent into druids, and they go better into forest rangers. So looking like that, I think we should have Temple Guards here, and we should have Saurian warriors here, and I think that would have been better placement overall. But let's see what happens next, shall we? Okay, so forgive me, I cut the recording halfway here, so this is the second take, so forgive me if I repeat some things along the way here. What I do believe is that we are talking about, I mentioned, as I just think I just talked for you probably just about 10 seconds ago, I talked about how I misplaced my Temple Guards with my Saurian warriors. And for the next turn here, he's turn 2, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's turn 2 or 3. Let me just take a look here. Okay, so I move forward, turn 1 here. My turn 2. So he's turn 2, right? So he's turn 2. He charges with his elk on the left side flank after I got rid of all the wild hunters, and I set up a counter charge here with my caimans on the elk, which I realized after one turn that I cannot win, and I actually decided to run past him after he overruns, because the elk he hits like a truck. I managed to get a charge in here on the right side with my Pterococtus on his forest rangers. Planning on the plan was to set up a counter charge here with these guys, or these guys here, which didn't really succeed, so I had to do some shenanigans by having to charge this unit here and then have these units come in here if I wanted to succeed the charge here. Which was not particularly well played by my part here, because I think I could have just maybe placed it down here, and then maybe these warriors could have won by. Maybe they could have been in little different position. Not very good. In fact, I notice it's a mistake I often do, that I don't allow my troops to run past each other, which is a pretty big mistake. Anyway, the Saurian get charged by the tricksters here, and I actually thought this was okay, because I could set up a flank charge here with my Pterococtus here, and he have the crossing attack, right? So I was thinking, yeah, I could probably do some wounds to these guys here, but boy was I wrong about that. He taps off the temple guards here, and I think that's about it. What's happening this turn here? I don't think he gets too much magic off. Let me just check here. Yeah, he gets. He do get magic off, but nothing of real importance. He gets the stone skin on his elk here, and he get regeneration on the forest ranges on against my Pterococtus. But the idea is not to win with my Pterococtus. It's merely just to hold that unit, right? So what's happening next here? My turn here. Yeah, so we can just talk about this combat here with my Saurian warriors against these tricksters here, and I do 1 wound. I think he do approximately the same. Let me just take. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wide, so it's 24. I reform, so I'm 7 wide, 20. So I lose 1. He killed 1. And I kill 1. I do 1 wound and he do 1 wound. Both of us is pretty missable. Yeah, him probably more than me, but overall really bad. Really bad combat, right? I have hand weapon and shield, so he has 18 attacks, hitting on 4s, so that's 8 hits, 9 hits, right? Wounding on 3s, so that's 6 wounds. AP 2, so I save on 5s, so that's 4 wounds. On average he should do 4 wounds plus his stomp, so on average he should do like 6 wounds. So he was pretty unlucky here. I think he did. No, I think he did 4 wounds. So I think it was about average. And I only did 1 wound. I do not know if that's average, because I throw what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack. So that's 14, 21 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's 10.5 hit. I roll on average around 3 point something once, so I re-roll say 3 dices and I hit with say 2 of them, 2 extra, so it's like what 13 hits with wound on 5s. That would be I don't know, 4 something, and then he saves on 5, so it's 3. It's probably very average for me to only do 1 wound at these guys. Yeah. I did not consider that. One of the reasons I actually thought that maybe they should have the flaming banner. And compared to the temple guards, imagine if it's been the temple guards here doing. I think the battle would have looked substantially different, right? Because my temple guard would do what? They will do. If say that they only 6 wide, then they go with 18 attacks that hits on, so 13 hits, and then they wound on 3, so it's 10 wounds instead, and then they pop the rending banner, so it's AP 2, which leaves them with a armor 6 plus ward save, which means he would save like what? He will still take around 9 wounds and then 5s, so I will lose 6 wounds instead of on average 1 wound. Definitely better. Would have been way better to have the temple guards over there. Yeah. But it would come with a cost that my Pterococtus would be standing alone here and having to make the leadership test. But I probably wouldn't charge then. But anyway, didn't happen. Next go here. See what happens here. So my turn here. It's gonna be my turn 3. I get the charge with the Pterococtus, as I mentioned, on the flank here. I get some spells off here as far as I can see. Yeah, I failed. I was close. I'm pretty sure I failed a healing water on my. I rolled a 3 on my healing water on my Saurian warriors, which caused them not to be able to have regeneration, which of course hurt them quite a bit. But I did get know the enemy on them, so they are stronger. And I chaff off the elk here, as mentioned, and then I moved my caimans to out of his vision field, and the idea is actually to run past them here and try to hit the archers here. Yes, and I tried to charge here with the tried to do the Saurian again here and tried to charge with my Saurian warriors on his druids, which it was just a 9, so I actually just needed a 5. But I rolled a 4, which was just enough, I believe, to get these guys in here, because I needed to roll a 4 minimum to make enough space here for the caimans to pass through. So half good, half bad. And then I move on here. Here's another fluffy thing. I decided that now it's time to try and burn these forest ranges. So I moved both my salamanders up here to try and burn here and here. And magistically I do roll double ones on both of them to hit, so I don't hit anything. Cause I mean, like, if I did manage to hit him on the side, right, I would hit him on average. Oh, that's 6 hits, right? So that's 4 wounds, and then the front here would be another 4 hits, 4.5 hits. So I will do like maybe 10, maybe like 8 wounds close if I'm lucky. 8 wounds would be really good on these guys. Doing 8 wounds on these guys would have been good. Anyway, fails miserably. Combat. How does the combat phase goes? Pretty neutral-ish. I managed to. I'm kind of lucky in this fight here with Terracoctus. He doesn't really do any wounds, and I do some wounds on him, but he makes the rally test, so nothing happens. And the big and I managed to kill off the bird. I managed to kill off the bird, and then I overrun into nothingness really, and then that's it. And then the big combat with the Saurian warriors here. I think I'm having a bad round here as well. Because this time I hit on 3s, right, with rerolling to 1s, so I should do a little bit more damage here. But I don't, and I get pretty devastated. But looking back on it, I think actually it's just a losing combat for me. Maybe not if I get regeneration off on them, but probably not a good combat for me. Anyway, I think I managed to hit my crossing attack and I take out one of them and do some wounds, some more wounds. And it took me quite a while, because throughout this whole combat I was 100% sure that the orange guy here was his BSB trickster, because you have the BSB in here, right? And it turns out this is the guy actually. This is the BSB here, so all this time I had actually been able to try and cross attack him, which of course is sad, because that would probably have been good. And looking back at it, I should also maximize my hit on him, because he hits on he has 1 more AP, right? Anyway, I think we both managed. I think I loses. I succeed my panic test, and I stay here. And next, what's happening is 2 salamanders get crushed by a charge from his last wild hunter over here. He charges here, and then the druid charges here, so now it's kind of open, right? And one really unlucky thing happens to me here this turn here. His turn, no, on my next turn, sorry. So let me just talk about his turn here. So the elk here managed to keep on going forward here, so he's becoming a real big threat, right? This is real he's getting into a real good positioning, and I don't really have any tools to deal with him, and I really don't know what to do against this guy here. I think he makes a mistake actually. He decides not to charge with him. I think he should have charged up here on the Saurian Warriors. And then I think the game would have just been over. He decides to move forward here and to try and get into the juicy temple guards here. Probably combined with the forest walkers here, forest rangers here, and the druids in the front here, right? But I can see why. That is definitely a juicy charge here, and my temple guards are starting to feel the pressure here, right? Anyways, he kills off the 2 salamanders, and we fight a little bit. How is the fight going? So we fight. It looks like I kill maybe 1 tricksters, and I think he does apparently maybe 1 wound on my Pterococcus, and I kill a few of these, and we just stand there. And then on my turn, my next turn here, so not a whole lot of movement here. You can't see it, but yeah, let me just zoom out here and try and explain how. This is my turn 4, right? And I have a really big chance of cleaning up the table here and getting out of range from this elk here, and everything is actually could be pretty good if I succeeded here. I think it's a 9. I need to reach these guys here. I know I need it's 9 inches, so I need a 5 to reach them. And he have a wild hunter here, a single wild hunter unit here, facing this way here. So what I'm planning on doing is charging with my Saurian warriors into the flank of this unit here. Charge with the temple guards to hit his elk here, and then overrun into the druids here, so I could get 2 combat rounds with my temple guards, and hopefully run down the druids, because they should die from what, 16 attacks on the flank, plus 20 something attacks on the front, right? They should die to that. However, my Saurian warriors fails to charge here, which is really sad. Really sad. So I managed to get in a charge here on the here to help my forest rangers to take the forest rangers out here, and my Pterococcus to set it free. And in the meanwhile, in the process, I chaff off his forest rangers. And that's it. Oh yeah, and then I do this charge here. He has some really bad shooting, and I realized my original plan, right, with the Cayman was to take off his elk here, and then I suddenly realized I can't do that, and then I realized I just have these 4 Caymans here, and they're gonna do nothing. So I thought, what the hell, I might as well try and kill this archer unit with them. I realized they were up against the odds here, because they should probably have died just shooting. Anyway, they get real lucky and they get into the juicy archer units here over here, which have 500 points of archers plus a mage, master mage, I think it is. It was it wasn't master mage. At least there's close to 800 points or something like in this unit here, and I only have what, 4 Caymans. They're worth 200 something point. It would be an excellent deal if they took them out, right? Anyways, in my magic phase, I get off the Blade of Spectral on my Saurian warriors here. I'm not really sure why I didn't try and more forcibly get my regeneration in on them, because he's gonna kill a lot of them. At least he is supposed to, right? And then I won't get any use of my spectral blades. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So combat goes something like this. So combat doesn't actually go too bad. I kill his elk, not the elk. I kill his last wild hunter, and I hit the druid here in the front. I managed to take out the forest rangers on the left side here, and sadly and then I only pursue with my caimans and setting up for something, maybe to stand in the way for him here, or potentially if you want to charge in here and maybe set up a, or if you want to charge here, set up a counter charge here. It could just reform, and you only have 2 wounds left, right? This wound here, I think it goes, how does it go? It goes sort of like we kill each other fairly slowly. We don't do a whole lot of wounds to each other, and we yeah, it's just kind of a standoff. So the next turn here, he brings in the elk into the temple guards here, right? I think this is a mistake. I think he should have brought it into the Saurian warriors here. He also take the eagle into the Saurian warriors here, so I guess he's the concept was that he just wanted, that he thought they were secured, that they were already taking care of it. Oh yeah, this combat here in my turn, I think I killed some of him and he doesn't do anything, and we just stand there, and I do maybe 1 or 2 wounds on his mage, and he lives and he heals to the druidism. And how does it go from here? So I think this is my turn. He's turn 4, right? And he have a pretty good one here. He gets the stone skin off on the archers here, and he gets regeneration off on these guys here. So now they are looking forward to having a getting a flank charge here, and getting flank charge here, and everything sort of looks kind of bad at the moment here, but I think some miracles happens here. So let's see here. Yeah, I think he makes another mistake. He charges here, right? He charges here, and then he charges this Saurian warriors in the flank here, and I think he does this combat here first. So even if he wins this combat here and they overrun, he still won't be able to hit with these guys, right? So I think that's how it went. I think that was a mistake. Anyway, I think he chooses to just hold, turn him around, because he realized that the combat goes something like, I win the combat actually. He's at the temple guard here. I win the combat here, and the elk fluffs miserably. So I win the combat with my temple guards, and I think I managed to send the druid out running. And here I'm also, I wonder if I did what I did was correct. I'm not really sure it was correct, to be honest. Yeah, I wonder if I did was correct, because if I recall correctly, I'm gonna reform with them, and I'm gonna be facing this way here, right? So I wanna catch the try and attack the forest rangers and to hit them in the flank or rear. Now looking back at this, I think I did several big mistakes from here, which cost me a lot of points, 3 points in the game. And let's get to that. Okay, so next one here. Yeah, so this is the next turn here. This is my turn 5, if I recall correctly, or is it my turn 6? No, it's my turn 6, right? So this is my last turn here. It's my last turn. So my Caymans here tries to charge his. I really have no clue why I did this. But my Caymans tries to charge these druids, which does that. I don't. We're playing breakthrough, right? And his zone of deployment looks like something like this. So I am like 2 millimeters away from his deployment zone with my Caymans here. And I could have literally just walked him in here, and then everything would have been fine. And he couldn't contest it. So the only hope here I have left is two things. Either that my Saurian warriors win this combat here, overrun into here and pray that his elk don't reaches them, or my Caymans here win the combat and manage to overrun here, and I think they needed like a 9 to hit the deployment zone. So me taking the objective looks pretty bad right now, and it's purely due to my own silly mistakes. It's a big mistake, because as far as I'm aware, the objective is worth like 1200 points. I'm pretty sure they were worth more than the druids down here that I wanted to chase. And even yes, no comment. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I get the charge in here on the flank, so things looks good here, right? I just have to kill one guy. If I kill one guy, right, then and he doesn't kill 1, 2, 3, 4, and he don't kill 5 guys, then I will still have my ranks right. So I need to kill one and win combat, and then I have a good chance of making them flee. This combat here goes on. It gone on for what? He charged his turn 2, right? And we are at my turn 6 now. So it's been a long combat. They've been fighting and fighting and fighting. Anyway, I get, and I think this eagle here hits. It's the round 2 for the eagle here, and I misses all my attacks on him again. I just can't kill it. I do get double region off here, so that's good. And he only have 1 tricksters left. Yeah. And so what happens here? I do get a lot of magic, right? It was a real good magic phase. Sorry, forget the last. I was mistaken. This magic phase here, I got everything off, right? If I recall correctly. So I got 3 spells up on the Saurian warriors here. If that had happened, like say 2 turns before, the 2 turn previously, then the game would have been a whole different game. But anyway, I get it off. Reroll to wound, extra agility combined with know thy enemy and regeneration. Everything really good, right? And see how it goes. The end of the combat here, as far as I can see, I managed to do 1 beautiful wound, and that was it. And he does what, 1 wound as well. We both hold combat. He charges with his elk. This combat over here, right? The interesting one that decide whether or not to get the scenario or not. I kill off his mage and a few guys. I just needed to kill off 1 more to take away his steadfast. And I think I rolled a double 1 on my stomp on the last 2 ones to take away his steadfast. I was decently unlucky. So he passes the leadership test, and we just stay there. This is his turn 6, right? He charges with his elk into my Saurian warriors here, and he rallies the druid guys here. And I think, let's see, I think this is approximately how it ends. Yeah, this is how it ends. I think his elk fluffs miserably again, Uh, this com this combat is just insane. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember, but I think he doesn't do any wounds, and we just end up like this. Me still having two Saurian warriors left. I have no clue how they survived, and I have the Pterococcus left. I think that's how it goes, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. There's at least no more pictures, so I think that's how it goes. Or maybe he gets it. I can't really remember actually. The result is let me just see. The result is the final result is turns into 6-4, and I think that was the end of the game. 6-4 here. Actually, a real good game. Big and back and forth. A lot of learning. I learned that the Saurian warriors do not do too well into toughness 5, and with decent armor save, they need some less tanky units. And my temple guards, they do better into these guys. And then overall it was just a nice game, nice opponent. We had a good game. And then I'm wondering, I should definitely try to focus more on having my units not stand in the way of each other. It happens too often for me. I had a game today as well. I'm recording the second part of this video here. I had another game today where I was getting in the way of my warriors terribly again. So it's definitely something I noticed that I need to pick up on. Anyway, this is the for the tournament. Let's just see actually how is this standing for this here. Leaderboard here. So it's right now I'm number 6. It's my second game. I got 14 points, and my first game I got beaten real badly by a strong Stennis player. I think I have done it was actually the report I did last week. It was against this guy here, and he sort of just butchered me like in a beautiful manner. Yeah, so this tournament here is goes on to 3 games, so I don't think I am in any good positioning to win this game here. Anyway, take care, and as mentioned, I will be bringing up new content here later on, so